Quilters sometimes ask how to get nice square corners where you've got patches that are meeting. And there are a couple of ways to do that, to set it up actually so that you can get it right. One is to make sure that your seam allowances are pointing opposite directions. So for instance, this one is going to point toward the blue. Well, they're both going to point toward the blue. And they could point, I could make them point toward the black, but they're pointing toward the blue this time. And then what I do is what I call nestle the seams together. So what happens is when you're folding your seam allowance, you can see that there's a little, like one side of the fabric is lower than the other because this one has got two sides of fabric, or two layers of fabric. And so what you can do is put those right together so that they butt up against each other. And then sometimes I'll put a pin in to keep them in place. But oftentimes they'll just stay in place themselves. And then you just sew 1/4 of an inch. Now one of the other keys is that if you have the seam allowance pointing away from your sewing machine, and that's the one on the bottom, it tends to work better because this one then is going to be pushed into the bottom one. So now I'm just going to sew 1/4 of an inch and then open it up, and you can see that's as close as you can get it.